There is a land hidden between Rome and Tuscany where everything is very reasonably priced, but history, tradition, people, really people, are fantastic.
Pom, pom, pom. Via. Pronti. E questo è un inno al vino.
You can easily buy for what you can get, maybe a garage in Chicago, New York, or Los Angeles, a little piece of paradise with fireplace and with a garden. A lovely place where you grow older or you send your friends and family. Please check us out. The usual last Tuesday of the month meeting with my friend Roy Effner. Roy, good evening. How are you?
Good evening. I'm just great.
Is it hot in Villa San Giovanni in Tuscia?
Oh, duh. It's hot everywhere. You know, it's today it was 95 Fahrenheit, but it's hot all over Europe. But I personally don't care. I never complain about the weather. It is what it is. I can't do anything about it. You know, tomorrow we go to the beach, and it'll be a beautiful day at the beach, and but it's hot.
You just mentioned something that is important, I believe. Tuscia is literally in the middle of Florence and Rome in one sense, but also the seaside and the mountain on the other side. In an hour or maybe two, you can get in wonderful different places. I think that's a very special thing, don't you think?
Of course. It takes us about 45 minutes to drive to the beach. It's a beautiful drive, so it's not like it's a big deal. And it's just great. I'm not a mountain guy, but the mountains, you can see them clearly from here.
That is correct. That is correct. So tonight we are going to be talking about Sutri. Do you know the village of Sutri?
I know a little bit about the village, but I've been through it hundreds of times because it's right on the road to Rome. And I used to play golf at a golf course in just south of there. So I've driven through there hundreds of times, and it's quite a beautiful city.
It is still Tuscia, but it's definitely very close to Rome in many sense. For example, the golf course, right? But at the same time, it's very much Tuscia. Yes, this beautiful Roman arena, very, very old, right? And the historical center is very medieval. So you were so good that you found a lovely video today. Unfortunately, it's in Spanish, so I put down the volume, but we're gonna show it while we chat. So Sutri is a beautiful, beautiful, rich place. It's only 6,000 people, so still in the area of a small village, as the map shows, very center of Italy. And as the video shows, there are so many beautiful spots in the Sutri village. Now, one thing I want to say about this village is they think is, the historical center, the outside, this and that. But for you and me, everything is maybe 1 mile away, right? Is incredibly small. So in some sense, even though it's bigger village than the one you're staying, this is definitely a very small place. Do you agree?
Yeah, it is. And what they're looking at now is just fantastic. There's a lot of great stuff in Sutri to see.
Well, I have just a little bit of bad news though. Because it's so close to Rome, the prices are a little higher. So Italians use the so-called square meters, but let's just say for a 1,000 square feet apartment or place, you can easily spend somewhere between 60,000 euro to 200,000 euro. But on the far end, like where you actually spend the money, very easily you can buy a villa that is maybe 40 minutes from Rome, and all the amenities that he has. At the same time, is maybe 2-3 minutes close to this beauty. Look how fantastic.
Yeah. Well, it is close to Rome. It's close enough that many people commute
Yes.
from Sutri. So
Yeah.
that's why the prices are higher.
That's
They're higher,
correct.
but still not, high like we know in the United States. So
No, I think it's still many-fold lower, right? I mean, in Los Angeles, that I know a little better now, a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, it's at least €2 million, right?
of course,
So here, I don't think you can spend €2 million for
no,
even a villa.
no,
You can't, right?
no.
Now, this that we're looking at right now, I think is one of your favorite. Because he's in the countryside, you can easily find produce or manufacture or little tiny object like these candles that come from the countryside, and they're very inexpensive and they're very old-fashioned, kind of funny too. Do you agree? Do you have the same feeling in Villa?
We have a very small weekly market, and we don't have what we're looking at here in Sutri. I'm talking maybe 4 vendors. So, but we don't have, unless there's an event, or, if there's an event in the village, then vendors show up, but nothing like what I'm looking at here in Sutri.
Well, definitely being close to Rome makes it easier. This year, somebody organized Tuscia in Fiore in Sutri. All of these scenes were actually changed by the presence of a lot of flowers. They spent a bunch of money, and it was obviously nicer. But look how well kept are all these fountains, the square, the arch, the door. This is called door. These are very, very nicely kept.
Yeah, well, Sutri gets a lot of tourists, and
Oh yeah.
our village does not. We don't ever get any tourists here.
Well, but nowadays you get the Camino dei Tre Villaggi people, right?
We do. We have a wonderful walk between 3 villages, and we get a lot of people. But they're not tourists; they're local people who like to walk.
That's right. Well, once again, let me repeat. One of the special thing about this place is that you can really walk from one side to the opposite side, maybe in 10 minutes. And this is the reason why the streets are very small, very tiny. Everything is kind of on top of each other. Of course, very charming. And I have a feeling that living in Sutri, you can park the car when you arrive and you pick it up maybe a month later, because everything is there. They have supermarket, pharmacy, they have tons of bars, lots of restaurants. It's called village, but this is pretty big. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's not a village like like ours, but it's not really quite a city. It's somewhere in between. But
Now this one is a little closer to the airport. In 1 hour, you even less than 1 hour, you get to the airport, and you can go to the hospital either in Rome or in Viterbo. So let's say is always maximum 30 minutes away from the hospital. I think the position of this place is very nice, very, very much in the center of everything.
it is. Like I said, it's right on the main road, the Cassia to Rome.
That's
So
right. And by the way, that's a Roman road. It has been there for more than
it's
2,000 years.
the second oldest Roman road in Italy.
Correct. So, Roy, now we are about to jump into the summer. It's already hot, but very soon the Sagre and festivity will start. Why don't you tell us something about this kind of event? Not particularly the one in Villa, but the typical event that is going to happen everywhere in Tuscia.
Well, the Sagres are a kind of an old tradition. where almost every village and town has a special evening. Normally, there's two. We have two, and each of them has some specialty. For instance, one of our specialties is tripe, and and we get, and I'm sure all the other villages do. We get thousands of people to show up for these things, and it's a really good time. There's usually entertainment. Uh, it takes place over a weekend on Saturday and Sunday, and I haven't been to many in other villages. I've been to a couple, and they're just great. It's a good time, good food, inexpensive, not expensive.
I would say the characteristic is definitely good food and definitely in the street. Agreed?
Yeah, and
Definitely.
good wine and beer. You gotta have that.
Correct. So every sagra that is literally everywhere in Tuscia in the July and August, it's typically a lot of food, beer and wine in the street, inexpensive, very good, and then every single one has one specialty. Likewise, they love their horses like you guys in Villa. They are really into horses, but it's a little bit more in the early January festivity. That's a different festivity. But in any case, every place in Tuscia, literally every, which means wherever you go in Tuscia, when summer comes, you can drive maybe 10, 15 minutes and you can go to a sagra every weekend.
Yeah,
Do you go to any other village sagra?
yeah, for sure. You can almost every weekend, everywhere. It's just great. Again, with I I've been to them, and so I've been here for 17 years, so I've been to a lot of sagras. So for me, it's just another thing to do. I do it here. I do it, so I don't typically go to other villages unless someone asks us to go, and we go with them. But they're all great. You never have a bad time, and the food is just terrific. And the specialty, like there's one town that has beef steaks. Very famous beef steaks,
Is that
and
Monte Romano?
I think so. But yeah, they're just great. So but you can't go wrong with those. So if you're here on a vacation, you definitely have to go. I've had several people here who've gone to them and they just love it.
So, what do you think is the best time to come to Italy and visit Sutri or any other village for some real estate possibility? Is summer too hot?
Well, summer here is always hot. It's in July and August. In June, it's been unusually hot. But again, it's the same all over Europe. I mean, my best friend lives in Luxembourg, and it's been in the 90s in Luxembourg, for crying out loud. First time ever. And most people in Europe don't have air conditioning, so there's a lot of suffering going
Oh,
on.
yeah.
So in terms of a good weather, uh, it's usually May and June, and always September. September is really the best month to come here, particularly because the Italians are on vacation in August. So if you come here in August, it's almost impossible to go to the beach or get into a restaurant. But in September, all the kids are back in school, people are back at work, and the weather here is spectacular. You can go to the beach all September long, you know. So, but in terms of enjoying these like sagaras and that, then you have to come here in the summer.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So, Roy, now that you have been living there for a long time, as well as you know enough about Tuscia, I also know that you live there because your wife had a place. But if you were to choose again, would you go for a small village like Villa or a little bigger like Sutri?
Well, I'm prejudiced. I like our village, and I like exactly my lifestyle here. I've lived in New York City and Chicago for many years, both cities at the same time. So I'm used to the big city. And I've also lived in the Bahamas on a small island. And so in terms of the big city like Rome, I would never live in Rome in a million years. It's just too hectic, and there's just too much going on. And if I want to go to Rome, it's easy to commute from any place here in Tuscia to go to Rome or to go to Florence. So, but I like our village. I like that we have a house, we have a little yard, we have an olive grove. I maintain the horse corrals and the parks around them, and if I want to go to the beach, I can. If I want to go play golf, I can. But so I like it here. Would I live in a city like Sutri? I guess I don't know it that well, but it's certainly not the big city. In the video you just showed, you saw the side streets, but anyway, I like it right here. And if I won the lottery, I would stay here.
So I have a kind of a little bit of a strange question. Do you like churches?
Do I like churches?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Because they are a bunch on the.
And Italy has thousands of churches and cathedrals and some of them the cathedrals are spectacular. They're unbelievable. But I personally, when I look at a cathedral, like when you go to Orvieto and you see the cathedral there, it's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
But what I think about is all the poor people that paid for this.
Oh yeah.
And but if you like churches, this is the place to come. For instance, our little village, our new church was built in about 1700. That's our new church. Our old one's like 50.
Okay,
and
now another.
We have a small village. The church is very nice and very very pretty, and so if you like churches, Italy's the place to come.
Okay, another strange question. So in Villa, you maintain the field and stuff. So you kind of make a difference, right? And I don't know if it is possible to feel so fulfilled in a bigger city. What do you think about this aspect?
Well, exactly. I do make a difference here in the village. People, when I started doing this a few years ago, everybody was surprised. And everybody was asking me, do I get paid for it? Do they pay for the gasoline, but more? And I said, no, I'm volunteering. This is my village and I'm just paying back. And no one else was doing it. So one day I kept looking at these fields like, these things are terrible. So I said, well, I got a mower, I got time. And so I just started maintaining them. So people really appreciate it. And the people in the village, not that all of them care about it, but they know that I do this. And so I have some little higher status these days.
So I think that's inversely proportional to the size of the city. The smaller, the more you can make a difference. The bigger, the harder. In Rome, is impossible because Rome is just impossible. But I want to mention a friend of mine. His name is Milo Maggini. He doesn't do what you do, but he's very active in Sutri. The Proloco is very active. It's an association. They do all kinds of events and stuff. Their life is really busy and rich. So I think even in 6,000 people countryside village, it's a place where you can do a bunch of things and feel fulfilled. So I think Tuscia is really good about this because for some reason we have a liking of American. Did you notice that?
Yeah, no, you can make a difference here, particularly. So no question about it. So I like it. I mean, I like it. I like the. I don't do it for praise and stuff, but it's nice to hear.
Yeah, it's very nice, and I think this is the right place for anybody that did something in life and yes, wants to retire and have a good time, but at the same time, if you get involved with something, you feel a little better about yourself. So I think it's a good thing, and it's very easy to do in Tuscia.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sutri again is in the north part of Lazio, is very close to Rome. So everything that Rome can offer is available staying in Sutri, as well as Tuscia, because it's kind of the door of Tuscia going north. As always, lakes and the sea and mountains and beautiful and untouched landscape are everywhere. So Sutri is a bit more expensive, but still with let's say 200,000 euro, which is like 200 and some thousand dollar, you can definitely buy a villa and live very close to all those monuments and Etruscan and Roman ruins. So I highly recommend it, even though I recommend all Tuscia. Maybe I'm biased.
And they also have great transportation. There are buses that go. First of all, the Lazio region has a fantastic regional bus system. You can go to any like our village. We only have 1,300 people. We have buses that come here, several times a day. And you can get to Rome from Sutri. You can get to Rome no problem. So if you're looking for public transportation, you definitely don't want to drive to Rome.
No, no.
I have many times, but
it's not a pleasant experience.
Particularly for an American who's not used to Roman drivers. Not that they're bad; they're just driving in Italy is different. It's fine, it's safe, but it's different. And people are usually used to driving around, where they're from. So getting to, like from Sutri, getting to Rome is a piece of cake, nothing to it.
Literally, yeah. That is true. And my point is, it's very close to Rome, but it's still Tuscia. So you get the best out of the two worlds.
No, it's not. There's nothing remotely looking like Rome or any big city. Nothing like it at all. Even our biggest city, it would be terrible, which has 70,000 people, doesn't feel like a big city.
That's right. So let me leave you with this image. One night I went to Sutri. We were showing a movie, and I had dinner. I spoke with the owner. He was already third generation. So his grandpa opened the place in the same spot in the central square. And then after him, the father, and then him, and his mother, so the second generation, was still the chef in the kitchen. So that's another typical things you find in these small places. This restaurant for sure, but not only restaurant, bar and little shops and stuff. They are passed by from one generation to another, and you always find this amazing dish like pasta dish, typically like maybe 10 euro, 12 euro, fantastic pasta, and always some greens, some meat from the area, some cheeses. Literally, the experience of eating in Sutri is really fantastic, and all of it for $30. All of it.
Those types of restaurants are everywhere here in Tuscia. And not only do they have old family ownership, but usually the place is staffed by the family.
Correct.
You don't have someone who's trying to become an actor and just working as a server.
That's right.
This is their job, and it's pretty much their job forever. And most of them like it, and most of them are quite friendly, and not always, but mostly.
Not always. Okay, so I highly recommend Sutri. And the price is a little higher, maybe for a villa somewhere in between 100 and 200,000 dollar. For an apartment, definitely less than 100,000, but still a bargain, and definitely in Tuscia and one step away from Rome. So Roy, I want to say goodbye and thank you again. Of course, we'll see each other again on the last Tuesday of July, but maybe I'll come to Villa San Giovanni for the horse festivity.
Well, let me know as soon as possible. My seats are in high demand.
Of course, of course. Fantastic.
I mean, they really are the rock star best seats in the house. I mean, you're right.
Best seats in the
Right
house.
in the middle of the action. It's fantastic.
Very good. Roy, thank you so very much.
Ok.
Bye bye. Regista, com'è andata oggi?
Bene, benissimo, come sempre. Ci vediamo alla prossima, Giulio.
Dalla Tuscia